Do you know how the IRS selects tax returns for audit? I'm Andrew Bosserman, tax attorney and founder of Boss Tax Law, and I'm going to tell you the three main ways the IRS selects tax returns for audit. So, the first way the IRS selects tax returns for audit is through their computer algorithm. And this computer algorithm is known as the DIF system. It's an abbreviation for a complex name, but the computer algorithm is secret. But what a lot of people think is that the IRS, runs your return when you file it through this algorithm. It probably compares it to prior tax returns you filed, other tax returns in similar industries, and just using the statistics the IRS has gathered over years, it assigns a score to your tax return. And if the score is high enough, a higher score means a higher probability of errors or a likelihood that some issue exists on the return. Then the IRS flags it and it's kicked out. And, it goes to generally someone that reviews it in depth, an actual person, and, might flag a few line items that, should be looked at further. And then it goes to a field agent or an office agent to actually run the audit. And back when I was an IRS agent, I was a field agent, and I would receive returns that had a few line items flagged, and then I would go and audit the taxpayer and ask for documentation to support whatever was claimed on the return. But it's important to note that the IRS doesn't publish a list of red flags. You've probably heard out there from other commentators or other websites or just from friends and family that there are certain red flags like claiming a home office deduction or maybe claiming some other tax credits or showing a loss for too many years on your tax returns. These things might be factored into the IRS's algorithm, but because it's secret, no one really knows exactly how the IRS selects returns. But if you are selected under the system, it means the IRS thinks there's a high probability there could be errors on your tax return. And this computer algorithm is the main way the IRS selects tax returns for audit. I would say the vast majority, probably 95% or more of tax returns that are audited are selected through this system. So if you receive an audit notification, the likelihood is that it was flagged by this DIF system that thinks there's a problem with your return. So the second way tax returns are selected for audit by the IRS is through a random process. And in order to refine and build the algorithm the IRS has to select tax returns for audit, they must randomly audit tax returns to come up with, statistics and also sort of just a baseline of what is normal on a tax return. And obviously every tax return is different, so there's no true normal, but the statistics from this, it's called the National Research Program, but the statistics from these random audits help the IRS refine how they select audits, and it goes into their computer algorithm. So that's the second way, random audits. These are fairly rare, much less rare than audits that are kicked out by that DIF system I talked about, but they do happen, and it's how the IRS refines their algorithm. And finally, the third way the IRS selects returns for audit is kind of a catch-all for other miscellaneous ways. It could be a whistleblower or referral from, a taxpayer, giving a report to the IRS saying that, I know someone that might be cheating on their taxes. Or it could be the IRS agent is auditing a taxpayer and finds a related taxpayer. It could be a family member, it could be a business associate, or someone they've done business with that is showing something suspicious. So an audit could be opened up that way. Some large corporations are audited regularly or consistently by the IRS, but that's a very small percentage, and I sort of lump them all into this bucket of other ways the IRS audits returns. So in summary, the main way the IRS selects tax returns for audit is through their computer algorithm that flags returns that they believe have a high likelihood of errors and should be audited. But the IRS does do random audits to refine that computer algorithm. And then there's also a number of other miscellaneous ways the IRS can also open up audits on individuals and businesses. So thanks for watching. Hope this helped explain more of how the IRS selects returns for audits. Feel free to reach out if you have any further questions about how the IRS chooses returns for audit, or if you need any help with an IRS audit or any other tax issues. Thanks.